Okay, guys, welcome back to the channel. Now I have my post analysis of Everton nil, Chelsea nil. Now a lot of things happen in the game, and I think the first player I'll start with, I just have to, is Nicolas Jackson. Nicolas Jackson. Nicolas Jackson. Nicolas Jackson. This man had two clear-cut chances in the first half. When I say clear-cut, it could not be more clear-cut. The first chance, Pedro Neto, sensational run through the middle. He passes the ball to Cole Palmer on the right-hand side. Cole Palmer squares it. And the good thing about Nicolas Jackson is that he always makes the runs. He always makes the runs. But it's just the finishing. It's just he cannot finish. He cannot finish. He probably doesn't finish his dinner with how bad his finishing is. The ball came straight to his feet. He ran onto the ball. And any clinical striker, when you run onto the ball like that, where you have time, the defenders weren't really that close to him. Bro, look at the goal and see where the free space is. Jordan Pickford was on the right-hand side of the goal. Or to Jordan Pickford, his left-hand side. But from the perspective of Nicolas Jackson, he was on the right-hand side of the goal. He passed the ball in Jordan Pickford's direction, basically. And then it could have gone through Jordan Pickford's legs. Great save in the sense that Jordan Pickford closed his legs, saved the ball, whatever. But, bro, shoot it on the left-hand side of the goal. Shoot it on the left-hand side of the goal where the goalkeeper isn't and force him to make some, like, out-of-this-world save. I don't get that. The second chance he wasted was, there was a corner. It bounces weirdly. The ball comes... When I say the ball came straight to Nicolas Jackson on the right-hand side of the goal, it literally came to his forehead. When a player can head the ball with their forehead like that easily, it means you have all the time in the world to direct where you're going to head that ball. And he does what? He heads it into the post. And those were our two main chances. We had a few free kicks. One by Cole Palmer that hit the wall, went out for a corner. We had a closer free kick that I thought Cole Palmer was going to take. Enzo Fernandez ended up taking it, hit the wall. We need to work more on our set pieces. We need to make the most of those like set pieces, free kicks, and really good positions. So that's definitely a thing. And Nicolas Jackson, I think what frustrates me the most about Nicolas Jackson, I think that he's a really good player. I just think he just shouldn't play as a striker. His link-up play is great. In the game, he makes all those runs. Even when you look throughout the season, you look at the goals that Cole Palmer has scored, it's because, not all of it, but a lot of the time, it's because Nico Jackson always makes those runs where the defenders are forced to separate and defend both players because they can't go to where Cole Palmer is. They're just going to leave it free for Nicolas Jackson. So he forces defenders into making tough decisions and puts them in difficult positional areas because he makes those runs, and now they have to choose between who am I going to defend? Am I going to defend the zone? He puts players under pressure. He presses a lot. I love how much energy he brings to the game, presses the goalkeepers. In the game, I saw him make a lot of the Everton defenders really uncomfortable, really like under a lot of pressure from his run. So I love that aspect of his game. Great 1-2s. Sometimes he beats his players. I just think just the finishing, that really is it. He plays like a really good cam, but there's no way he's going to play cam over Cole Palmer, so he can forget about that. But yeah, we need a striker because that's the difference between winning the league and not. And now as a Chelsea fan, I'm saying with every other Chelsea fan, we're not in the title race, we're just not. But I think next season is when most Chelsea fans are looking to make a title run, and we're just not going to get there if we have a striker that cannot finish those kind of chances. Because that's how you win Champions Leagues. That's how you win Premier Leagues. It's the difference between a 0-0 draw or 1-0 win where you get the 3 points and at the end you win the league by 2 or 1 point. It's these games that really matter. It's these games where the striker has to finish those. Cole Palmer put the ball on the plate for Nicolas Jackson. He still didn't finish it. So frustrating. Really frustrating. Really frustrating. So that's that. I think Pedro Neto had an amazing game. I think he had a sensational game. He made amazing runs. One of the biggest chances of the game, like I said, came from his run. Passed it to Cole Palmer. and obviously Nicolas Jackson. So that was cool. I think Jadon Sancho had some good runs. He had some good dribbles, but I think my biggest frustration with him was in the game. He had some really good chances to cross, and he was playing against Ashley Young, who's what, like 39 years old. Bro, you need to exploit that more. But he would cross without even looking, and then the ball wouldn't go anywhere. I don't understand why he would dribble players and then not like scan and see where the players are so you can play the ball directly to where one of your teammates are. He would just make the run and then just fire the ball into the box and it wouldn't go anywhere. That is something I think he needs to work on his game, like really like scanning the ball, really like seeing where things are, having that positional awareness of your teammates and really knowing where everyone is in a box. I think he needs to work on that, but I think he had a semi-decent game. He made some good runs, some good dribbles. He was a positive player. I feel like Caicedo, had an amazing game. Made some great tackles, great positional awareness, like just great. Enzo Fernandez, I thought, also had a great game. I think he wasted the free kick. That free kick, with those kind of free kicks, especially how close it was, you need to make the goalkeeper work. You're kind of letting the goalkeeper off if you're not making the goalkeeper do some work. Like, at least don't kick it in the wall. Like, at least give the goalkeeper something to think about. Cole Palmer, the same with the free kicks. I think Cole Palmer had an okay game. I mean, he made some good runs, had some great feet in the box, won a free kick. Obviously, he almost assisted that chance that Nicolas Jackson wasted. So I think he had a good game. It's just teammates letting him down, especially Nicolas Jackson, to be honest. I think Disasi had a horrible game. I think Disasi looked terrible this game. I mean, Njai gave Disasi problems. Njai, I must say, like, Njai had a sensational game. Like, Njai was terrorizing Disasi on that left-hand side. Like, dribbling him at will, winning free kicks, winning, I think Disasi ended up getting booked because he tried to tackle Njai. Njai gave him all sorts of issues, and Njai had a sensational run at one point, almost scored. He had quite a few chances. He had a run where he almost scored. There was another one where they shot at Sanchez from the right hand side. He made a decent save. Then Njai was almost at the end of it, made a great run into the box to try and just tap it into the goal. And Tosin put his body on the line, threw his body in front of goal, and made a sensational block. Like, that block basically won us the 1 point, to be honest, because the way Everton were defending, and the second half we didn't really do well offensively like we did in the first half. We didn't really create as many chances. So that block won us the game because we weren't going to score any goals. Let's be honest, at that point. We had Madueke who came on. We had Nkunku that came on. I don't think they made any impact, to be honest. I think Nicolas Jackson should have come off earlier if Enzo Maresca was going to make a difference. And I think that's one thing that Enzo Maresca needs to change. Like, we need to bring these players on. When we can see that Nicolas Jackson is having one of those games where, he can't finish anything, I think we need to bring on different players to just give the opposing team something to think about. We missed Kikore in this game. I feel like he's obviously serving a suspension. I think you can see it. We definitely missed him. I think a really good positive from this game was definitely Tosin. Apart from that block that he made some really good long balls that led to chances. I think he was being really positive. Some of his balls, didn't meet the target, but for the most part, I think he was great. And for a player that came on a free transfer, I mean, he's had a tough run at his career. I mean, came up in a City academy, loaned out to so many different places. I think he played for Fulham before we got him for a free transfer. And I think every time I've seen him play, I've really been like, okay, this guy is really decent. He's not perfect, but I like the balls that he plays. He can play a pass. He plays a really good pass. So I really did enjoy that from him. And lastly, but not least, I'll talk about Robert Sanchez. Robert Sanchez is a goalkeeper that, I'm in two minds. Sometimes I'm like, should Jorgensen play? Should Robert Sanchez play? Robert Sanchez makes a lot of good saves. He's a good shot stopper. And in this game, he made some spectacular saves, to be honest. Like, some spectacular saves. But There's even a one-on-one where he made himself big and he made a great save. But besides that, I just think his distribution is not great and he makes a lot of mistakes. Of course, he didn't in this game. I think that must be mentioned because I think he had a sensational game this game. Saved us a lot of times. But his distribution is just not great. And the fact that we were sold on him as a distribution goalkeeper is quite funny. So yeah, I don't really know where we go with Sanchez or Jorgensen playing. I think Jorgensen, all he can do is continue balling out in the Conference League. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Everton 0, Chelsea 0. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what players you thought, had an outstanding game. And I'll see you guys in another video.